Hi guys, today I wanted to talk a bit about project panning. I have been around on YouTube for a long time. I've been uploading videos since my original channel, which is Candy Scars. I will link it below if you fancy a hoot. I started uploading videos to that channel, I believe, in around November of 2009. Maybe a bit later than that, and I started this channel in January of 2011. And around those years is when I started panning, when the OG tag of project panning was making the rounds around the beauty community of YouTube. I wanted to make a short video. I don't want it to be a rambly one. A short video about what project panning is, its history, what it means, what you can do with it, just to sort of help anyone who doesn't know what project panning is. It's quite a huge thing now on YouTube. There is an actual project panning community. There is the Makeup Rehab subreddit on Reddit, obviously, and there are several panning groups on Facebook. And it's hashtags all over Instagram. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I think the only place I haven't found a panning community is possibly Twitter. So if anyone wants to enlighten me and share with me the group of people that are panning on Twitter, I'm up for that. So first of all, what is project panning? Now, to hit pan on a product is when you would hit the shiny metal pan of a product. Here's an example of a product that has hit pan. It used to be a huge thing. Like, people would be so excited for hitting pan on makeup. Often you would, like, before even I got into YouTube, you would often either lose something, break something, or get bored and throw it out before you ever hit pan on a product. The only thing you ever really hit pan on was maybe your face powder, because it was probably the only thing you really used daily. So excessive makeup hoarding is not just a YouTube thing. It's something all makeup lovers have had an issue with through the years. Just YouTube kind of puts a magnifying glass on that kind of thing, but that's for a whole other video. So there used to be oh gosh, I can't remember her actual last name. But her name's Laura Lollipop26. She no longer makes YouTube videos. She did have a blog called Buy Now Blog Later, which she's since stopped updating. She does occasionally tweet, does occasionally have a few Instagram things going on. She was fabulous. I loved her, but you know, she has a professional life, and all due respect to her. But she was like a presence in the YouTube beauty community, not just in the UK, but like globally. This was around about the time when like the Naked palette was first launching. This is how long ago we're talking. And she came up with the idea of not purchasing any makeup until she had finished 10 products, and she called it Project 10 Pan. And from there it created the tag Project 10 Pan, and you would have a series of what then were top tier beauty gurus doing project panning. You had Lisa SC09, you had Michelle Bell 1218, or is it just Michelle 1218? I can't remember. You had, oh gosh, I remember her sister's name. All That Glitters 21. She was doing the project panning. A lot of what were considered top tier beauty gurus were doing project panning at the time. It was huge, which is like a complete 180 to what top tier beauty gurus do now. It's not very often you see a top tier beauty guru now with a product that has pan on it, or in fact, a lot of them don't really do empties videos either. So you don't really get to see how much makeup they actually use up. I think the only people I know, I'm I'm just going to call myself out here. I'm not actually subscribed to a lot of top tier beauty gurus because I'm not a big fan of their personalities. Just going to say it. But again, that is another video entirely. But let's move on. So from the original Project 10 Pan tag spawned variations. People would choose 20 products or 10 products, 5 products, and then came the debate whether or not you could pan something that didn't actually literally have a pan, such as liquid products, anything that's in a tube, mascaras. Are mascaras allowed in project pans? There was a lot of discussion over the rules of what project panning was, and then people decided to just do their own thing. The original idea was you weren't allowed to buy anything. You had to go on a complete makeup no buy until you had finished these things. And then some people would have the idea of they were allowed to purchase things whilst they were project panning, but they weren't allowed to open them until they had finished the project. And then others had the idea of one in, one out. Like once they had finished one of the items in their Project 10 pan, they could buy an item and use it. And from there, project panning seemed to peter out a little bit. Along the way, we had things like Gloss Out 2010, which was not buying any lip gloss for the whole of 2010. Some people gave themselves a little bit of leeway, allowing themselves maybe 5 or 10 lip gloss purchases throughout the year. The two names that stick out in my mind are Vane WPC, who I don't think makes videos anymore actually, and Michelle 1218. I will link them in the info box. I'm not sure if their Gloss Out videos are still up. I will look and see. And then from there we had Polish Out 2012. I'm not sure if there's something in 2011. I can't remember. There might have been something there, but I'm pretty sure 2012 was all about moving out polish. And I remember following TT Sandra through her journey on that, and she had I think it was a limit of, again, about 5 or 10 polishes she was allowed to purchase throughout the year, whilst trying to whittle down her existing polish collection. And that is where we sort of evolved into these year-long project concepts. And then from there we had Foxy, Pink So Foxy, Christine, or is it Christina? I'm so bad with names. I really should have written notes better, but I will link everyone that I'm talking about in the info box. And if I can, I'll annotate their names because I am a noodle head and not taking notes. But Pink So Foxy came up with the concept of decluttering. I'm not going to completely say it was her idea, but she is the first person I saw do it. And she was the first person I saw inspire others to do it. So all throughout 2012, I think she may have done one earlier, but she did a full makeup collection declutter, and it was like, wow. This getting rid of things that she either didn't want, had gone bad, or wasn't going to use before it went bad. And from there she developed the concept of Make Out 2013, which piggybacks on the ideas of Gloss Out 2010 and Polish Out 2012. And the idea was for her to go an entire year without buying any makeup. I think she had the parameters of she could buy repurchases, like if she completely ran out of a category she could have another one, and she allowed herself to buy special things when she was traveling, but also out of this project we got the concept of the makeup inventory, which completely shook the makeup community in large. It was mad. It's absolute madness. I still keep a makeup inventory. I think they're amazing fun. Some people, it gives them mad anxiety. But again, it's all relative to what you think is normal, how you feel comfortable in your makeup collection. For some people, having 50 lipsticks would be like, I've got room for more. For other people, having 50 lipsticks would be like, oh my god, what am I going to do with all this lipstick? Things like that. It's all personal. Everything is personal. And from there, we were introduced to the fabulous Amber F. Again, I will link her in the info box. And the initial video I saw from her, I'm not sure if it's still up. If it is, I will link it. It was talking about how all these products get hyped up on YouTube. Things like the Naked palette, color tattoos, and there was a few other products she mentioned, but these are the two that stick out in my mind. And she talked about how these appeared and were explosive and they were like fireworks in the beauty community, and then they just disappeared. No one talks about them anymore. And she decided to pan these very hyped products, these popular products that no one talked about anymore. And that is where we got the concept of pan that palette. There may have been other people that did pan that palette before, but Amber F was the springboard that launched 1,000 ships, shall we say. She was the main inspiration for so many people taking on the challenge of pan that palette. I have tried it several years in a row, failed completely at it, but it has been an amazing learning lesson at discovering what I like in eyeshadow and learning how eyeshadow goes bad. And because we're always taught that powder products, like, there's the common belief that powder products don't go bad. They do. They really do. And again, products going bad will be another video. I have so many video ideas, guys. They will be coming. But yeah, that was when we got introduced to Amber F and a whole new sort of breed is the only other term I can think of. A whole new breed of beauty guru, and this was the beginnings of what has blossomed into the panning community. It's where we ended up getting LS, Lauren May Beauty came out of this, and a few other big names. And from there, we started seeing collab project pans in a big way, where you had groups of people doing the same project at the same time, whether it's through the Makeup Rehab subreddit, or girls just contacting each other and saying, hey, do you want to do this with me? Or through the numerous of Facebook groups for panning that were springing up all over the place. Fantastic Ladies is a group that I'm a member of. I will link them in the info box. They are a fantastic group of girls and guys, and it's so warming and supportive and inspirational and motivational, and it's a joy to have in my Facebook feed. And from there we also have our ladies like Jessica Lee, Amanda D, I can't remember your name right now. I feel so awful. I can't remember your username either. A beauty guru made me do it. There we go. I want to take your name, sweetheart. I love watching your videos, but I can't remember your name right now. I feel so bad. I'm working off of this. This is like all I have for notes. It's a blog post that I'd written up to post like 6 months ago and never got around to it. So we're doing a video based on this half blog post. Spoilers, I'm sorry. You can see the half-bakedness of my preparation. And congratulations to Jessica Lee, who has just gone over, I believe, 2.5 years of no buy. That is amazing. It's astounding. You need to go subscribe to her if you are going on like a makeup no buy journey. There are very few people in the sort of minimalist panning no buy community that have been on no buys as long as she has. So if you're looking for like inspiration, she's probably your girl to go to. She's amazing. And while we're on the topic of no buys, let's round off this whole segment with one girl that you definitely couldn't make a video like this without mentioning. Hannah Louise Poston. And if you don't know who she is, you've been living under a rock, and you need to go check out her videos right now. Like, pause this video, go click the link, and go check her out. She is amazing. For the whole of 2018, she did her no-buy year, and her videos became almost religious watching for so many people. I think you could title her as like the phoenix of no-buys, maybe. Is that too much? As with so many things, its success is relative to its presentation. And Hannah has this such eloquent way of speaking. I'm kind of unsubconsciously emulating her right now. But her speech is very floral. It's very, very thought out and layered. Like, every word she says is impactful and has purpose. And everything she did with her no-buy year was also impactful and had purpose. She went into great depth and understanding behind her buying behaviors, and also sort of analysed her buying behaviors and how slightly tweaking them was saving her so much money. Looking into product reviews, ingredients, and isolating how much hype was influencing her purchase desires completely changed the game for her and so many other people. The way she laid out the information was so unique and refreshing. It added a whole other layer of understanding to this whole hoard buying haul culture that we are still sort of getting out of. Project Panning has been around for almost 10 years now, guys. It's almost a decade old. I'm sure people were doing it long before YouTube, before it even had a name, but Project Panning is almost its 10th birthday. It's mad. It's actually mad. But even though this concept has been going for so long and has evolved and changed into all these facets, you can do what you want with it. You can set your own rules, have no rules, do what you want, take as many products as you want. Even though this has been going on for so long, that period at the beginning of the beauty community, with all the haul culture and the buy and completionism, we're still working our way through massive collections of stuff that we may have bought. I personally still have stuff that is probably like 7 years old. Don't tell anyone, please. But you get my idea. You get the idea of what I'm saying. It's at the point that we're still working through things that we bought all those years ago. But we're at a point where there's so much new stuff. We might want to buy a few little bits and bobs, but feel excessively guilty for it because we are supposed to be panning things. And so I'm going to leave this video here before I spin off in another direction. That is definitely another video that I would like to make, talking about purchasing culture after such an intensive haul culture. Even though it's been such a stretch of time, it still has this hangover that we can't seem to run away from. But I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on everything that I've spoken about today. If there's anyone that I've forgotten to mention that you feel were a key player in particular moments of panning history, please let me know and I will include them in the info box. They're possibly someone that I haven't heard of or come across because, you know, YouTube is a massive internet, I want to say field. Like, I'm envisioning like a cyber field. That is YouTube. There's so much content on YouTube, you just can't always find it all. But sharing is caring, so if you can think of anyone who I haven't mentioned and should have, just let me know and I'll add them to the info box. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sitting through this what wasn't meant to be rambling turned out rather rambly. Sort of short history of project panning. Yeah, I was also going to include how I got into project panning. I know, a little bit of a selfish moment here. But that seems to have gotten away from me. So we'll save that for another video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.